Hey guys, what's up? It's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. So, you guys, I'm just playing with makeup because I just felt like it because I got a new palette and I'll show it real fast. I got this new BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette from Ulta. I think it was like 20 bucks. And I was like, hey. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to play with some makeup and talk with you guys about hey Stephanie, talk with you guys about the Leaving Neverland documentary I just watched. And oh my gosh. Hey Jamie. I'm sorry I forgot to text you, girl. I don't think before I go live. I'm just like, I'm going to go live, you know? Did you, Michelle? That's awesome. Yeah, this is not even really that, y'all. This wasn't even expensive. Like, I don't know if you girls have tried BH Cosmetics before, but their eyeshadows are freaking bomb, you guys. Hey, Jamie. I love it. I'm like so excited. So I've just been kind of playing with this like pinky color and maroon color. So anyway, I wanted to come on and talk to you guys. I just got done watching the Leaving Neverland documentary, and holy cow, those poor guys. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like, I totally believe them. Like, I believe that they were molested. I believe every bit of what they're saying about Michael. That's what's up, girl. Whatever works, you know. We don't have to spend a lot of money, you guys, on makeup these days, because there's so many awesome makeup companies that come out with quality stuff for good prices, you know. So that's the real deal right there. So okay, so let's discuss this. So I have always been such a huge Michael Jackson fan. You guys might not have known that, but I'm telling you, I love Michael Jackson, right? When I was growing up, when I was a little girl, I was raised up Pentecostal, and we weren't allowed to watch, we weren't allowed to listen to secular music. We could only listen to Christian music. So it was like, I really didn't, you know, get to listen to any of that until I was about 12, about 10 or 11 or 12. I can't really remember which age it was. But it was like me and my sisters would sneak, okay, into the living room at night when my mom and dad were not awake. Onyx, come here, baby. Come here, baby. And we would watch MTV, and at this time, like, Michael Jackson's like videos would be on there playing, because I was born in the 80s, so I'm an 80s baby, and so it was like I would watch, you know, Michael Jackson, and I would see him dancing. Hey, Sandra. Can you see me, Sandra, or is it blurry? Because it's really raining really bad outside, so I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see me. So anyway, I really loved watching Michael Jackson. Like, I mean, his dancing, you guys, like, I love to dance. I don't know if you guys know that about me, but like, I love to dance. So I would love watching his dancing. In fact, I have, you know, the Beat It and Bad. I can do those dances. Like, me and my girlfriends in high school, we were on the dance squad, and I remember it was like my junior year of high school, we did a dance to with parts of that dance in it. So I love Michael Jackson, right? Hey Jamie, how is the reception? Can you guys see me okay? So yeah, it's just raining so bad, you guys. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but where I live, it's like tornado weather. And so it's that time of the year right now. Okay, cool. So I just got done watching Leaving Neverland. And for me, like, I always had like this weird feeling Good, good. Thanks, Stephanie. I always had this weird feeling when I would like watch and see Michael like walking with the kids and stuff, right? Oh, you guys, like I mean, I love to dance, and so I think that's why I liked Michael Jackson so much because he's like, and just all this stuff. It would just like get me so excited. So like I really, really like watching him. Well, just watching this documentary and Billie Jean, yes, girl, I used to backward skate, a, yeah. I would backward skate, and you know how you guys, when you would couple skate with the boys, and you'd be going faster and faster, and then they'd have the slow songs come on, and you guys, I wish we could go back to our childhood, to when it was cool to go skating on the weekends and stay up all night with your girlfriends on the phone and fall asleep on the phone. Did y'all ever do that? Like, you'll be on, let's talk until we fall asleep, and we'll just fall asleep on the phone, Yes. So when I see Michael Jackson, it brings back my childhood. It brings back all these memories from when I was younger with me and my sisters and my girlfriends, And so when I was watching this documentary, you could tell those kids, those guys are just like, they're traumatized for life, dude. Like, they trusted him. And that's how it makes me think, you guys, it makes me think about my son. And we have got to, if you guys have boys, girls, or anything, if y'all have young children, we are their mouthpiece. We are what protects them. So, real talk, I would never let my son sleep with a grown man in his bed. I would never, that would never, ever be okay with me, I wouldn't, but that's the thing. Can you imagine, like, okay, so imagine if, let's think of somebody that's really popular today. Okay, let's say somebody like, I don't know, who's somebody that is like Michael Bublé or Lil Wayne or, let's think, BTS, the Chinese or Japanese or, the Asian pop group. Okay, imagine if they like invited you, because that's the deal. These kids' parents, Michael let them move in to that ranch with him. So the whole family moves in, and they're all living in the ranch, but their kid sleeps with him in the bedroom. Can you imagine that? If somebody was like, oh, you have to let your son sleep with me, I'd be like, oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I would never. But then, like, I feel so bad because, like, when I was watching the mom's reaction and what she was saying, she was like, I still had no idea it was even going on. But then she also said something that was really telling. And she was like, yeah, it was like living a fantasy every day. I had champagne and I had wine. And then she also said something about her and her husband not sleeping in the same bed anymore and that they were not getting along. And so I can just imagine she was probably self-medicating with alcohol. Her son was being taken care of, so she didn't have to worry about him. So she was just living it up in that mansion, Yes, Lisa, it's almost like they were getting to live what they never got to live. So they just like basically sold their kids over to Michael Jackson. And you guys, like, there's no reason why doors should be locked or like, my son is 4 years old and he will sleep with me and my husband sometimes at night. Sometimes he sleeps in his own bed, but a lot of the times he comes in and sleeps with us. But we're his parents. And we're his mom and dad. Like, this is just unacceptable. And that's what these kind of people will do. These predators, they will, get your child to trust them. And, yeah, me too, Michelle. it just makes me so sad. You know what, Michaela? I think the reason he covered his own children's faces is because maybe he was attracted to just kids in general, and so he felt like if he saw his kids' faces, he would be attracted to them. You know? But it breaks my heart because, okay, I'm going to open up to you guys about something that happened to me when I was a young girl. And I was probably like 10 years old when this happened. And my family, we took a trip to California. And my grandmother and all of my mother's side of the family lived in California, right? Well, yeah, it probably was from the paparazzi, but do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, like, he must be, like, so attracted to children because, you know, it would be one thing to be having homosexual relationships with men, but he was attracted to children, to little boys, to kids, you know? And the thing about it is, nobody saw it, and if they did see it, they didn't say anything because he was so rich. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's happening all over, like, Hollywood. Do any of you girls watch Hacking the Headlines? She has a channel and she talks about a lot of the stuff that happens, like with the Illuminati and with, like, all the famous people like Beyonce and Jay-Z, and basically saying that they are, like, selling their soul to the devil for fame, and that they are part of... I know, Michaela. Me too, girl. Okay, so let me share this with you because I kind of left my story. So we went on a trip to California and to stay with my grandmother. And my grandmother at the time had this boy. His name was Alfred. I will never forget his name. And he was probably about 17 or 18 years old. And I was like 10 years old, maybe 9. And he was like her helper. He would do like chores around the house. Hey, Nick. He would like unload her groceries for her, clean her car, just a little errand boy, right? And I guess it was like a way for him to make extra money. Well, we were playing hide and go seek, and I was hiding underneath my grandpa's truck in the garage, and he was hiding too with me. And my sisters were looking for us because we were playing. It was like me, him. It was all me, him, my cousins, like 10 of us playing. And he was under there with me, and he put his hand down my pants and touched me inappropriately down there. And I remember when it happened, I froze like a freaking popsicle stick. I was like, because I had never, ever had anything. Like, I was 10 years old, you know? And he put his fingers in, you know, down there. And I didn't tell my parents until I was 14 years old. I was so afraid. I thought that was sex because, like I said, my mom raised us Pentecostal, so we weren't allowed to like watch any movies. We weren't allowed to listen to secular music. We weren't allowed to cut our hair. We weren't allowed to wear makeup. We had to wear dresses. So, like, serious, you guys. Like, I didn't know anything. I didn't even know what sex was. I just knew that if you did that, you would go to hell. But if you had sex before you got married, you would go to hell. So he did that, and I remember being so afraid, and I didn't tell anybody. It was like he did that. He kept his hand down there. I moved my leg, and I was like, and I kind of like with that, and he pulled his hand out real fast, and then I got up, and I ran out of the garage. Okay, and I never told anyone. Well, then I don't know what happened, but when I was 14, my sister Michelle was going through a lot of hardships with her mental illness. And that was like right at the time where I started like I met this guy and I like started liking him, but I wasn't dating anybody yet. And I remember sitting down with my mom and telling her, and I was crying. And my mom called my grandma and was like, do you know where Alfred's at? We need to talk to him. And this was literally 5 years later, you know? Okay, Jason. Mm-hmm. And so, hey, Michelle. So, and even though, like, okay, I know that was a big deal for me, you guys, because for me, I had never, ever even... Where did you go? Outside? Where'd you... Out front? Did the dogs get out there? Nate, where's Onyx?
Onyx!
I
go down back!
Okay, okay.
And I'm
well, go get me a towel from upstairs so I can dry you off, boy. This child, look at him. Come over here. Show him. He's soaking wet, y'all. He done ran outside and danced in the rain. Did you go get yourself a towel and I'll dry you off? So it's okay. I'm okay now, and I've worked through that. I forgive him. I've never seen him again, you guys. Like, never saw him again. And so, and I wouldn't even know how to get a hold of him, right? But I wouldn't want to. So that was like the first thing that ever happened to me that was like inappropriate touching or anything like that. And when I finally did tell my mom, like she sat down with me, you know, and told me, like, if there's anything ever that you need to talk to me about, do not be afraid. And I want you guys to know, like, I talk to my son, like I tell him every day, you know, when we go to bed at night, I lay with him and I say, is there anything that you want to talk to mommy about? You know, is there anything that happened today that, you know, you need to tell me? And sometimes, you guys, you know, he'll tell me, Mom, I lied today. And I'll say, well, what did you lie about? What's wrong? I said, I'm not going to be mad. And then he'll tell me, you know, do you know when you told me to go pick up my toys and I told you I was done picking them up? That was a lie, you know? Does he know that does Alfred know? I don't know. I've never seen him again. And then also, my mom, you know, actually, like we talked about it the other day when I was in town, sitting with her. She was like, she feels like I have never seen him again. Like, after that happened, like, I'm sure he stayed and worked for my grandma for a while longer, but my grandma didn't know, and I didn't tell my family until like 5 years after it happened, you know? So I never saw him again. But if I seen him today, I would know who he was, you know? Good boy. Move on it. Come here.
See, I'm soaking.
You're soaking wet. Oh, chingity bop.
I saw something dripping from down there, and it had an even bigger spot, and it did.
Yeah?
And it...
But my main goal in life today is to protect my son from anything like that happening. Like, I think it's so important, you guys, been touched inappropriately or molested or sexually assaulted or raped. Like, I want you to know that it was not your fault and that you are not to blame. I want you to know, Nate, shh, stop. Seriously, Rachel, I think I was about 9 or 10 years old, and we went on a trip to California where my grandmother lives, and like I said, I was young enough to where I still had long pigtails, and I was wearing dresses still. We hadn't changed our religion to non-denominational yet. So I might have even been younger than that. Let me ask my mom to be on the safe side, but I know my baby sister Christine was a toddler still. So I might have been younger than that. Maybe I've been 6 or 7, but I was young. I still had the little pigtails and the little dress. Hey girl, hey Danny. So if you have went through that before, you guys know what it's like. A lot of the times whenever you have been raped or molested or sexually assaulted, you will carry this like grief. You carry this guilt, and it's almost like you blame yourself, right? So, hey Nate, I'm going to shut the door because you're being loud. I don't know if, I know a lot of you guys, I've told you the story about when I got raped in my active addiction. Oh, Michaela, girl, it's all right. You know what? I was young. At that time, I was so scared to say anything because I thought I had done something wrong. And that's what it is I thought I was wrong. So, and the same thing happened with this guy that raped me when I was in active addiction. You guys, I did nothing wrong. This guy literally raped me. He said, if you don't give it to me, I'm going to take it, right? And then he took it, and it was the scariest thing that's ever happened to me in my life, because he chased me around this house until he caught me. He cut the lights off in this house. I lived in this older house with my friend Shane, and it was a big 2-story house, like a plantation house. And it was in downtown Hot Springs, nice, like historic district, nice old plantation house with the big white pillars, right? And it had like all these like secret little doors that you could go under, like in the stairwell and in the wall. It was like an old house, you guys. And I had just gotten home from Olive Garden. I was working at Olive Garden, and I had on a tie and a white long sleeve shirt and a pair of black slacks. And this guy he was also our roommate. He lived there too, and he was there, but the guy I was dating wasn't there. And I just remember us chilling. We were watching TV, and he got up and left. And then the next thing I know, the whole house was black. And the lights, it was like the lights went out. Like the power went out. So I went over to flick the light on, and it wouldn't go on. So I remember hearing him going, DeMayo, DeMayo. And I just like took off, and he was like, DeMayo, don't make me chase you, DeMayo. Ever since then, I will, like, when people, because that was my last name before I got married. DeMayo. Every time somebody would call me by my last name and not my first name, it would piss me off so bad after this happened. And he would go, DeMayo, DeMayo, if I have to catch you, DeMayo. Like, just, ugh. And then he finally caught me by the ankle of my leg and pulled me down the stairs across the carpet, okay? I had carpet burn all down my knees. And he said, if you do not give it to me, I'm going to take it. And I cried and cried. And the minute it was over, I left. I ran out the door, y'all, and never went back there. I mean, but that saying, DeMayo, and you know what? I thought, the minute I got in my car, I thought, that's my fault. It's my fault. If I wasn't here living with this guy, high on drugs, going to work, rolling ecstasy, because at this time, I was balls to the wall, partying like a rock star every single day. I would roll ecstasy at my job, y'all. Like, I was just out of my mind. And I got in the car, and I remember I was driving, and I was crying. I was so pissed off. That's the thing. When I get upset, I cry, but then I get mad. And I was like, it's my fault. It's because I'm using drugs. I'm in active addiction. Do you guys know it took me like 10 years to get to a point where I'm like, that wasn't my fault. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I was laying on the table naked. Okay? He's not supposed to touch me. Okay? This is my personal space right here. And you don't come into my personal space. It doesn't matter if I'm a stripper on a stripper pole. You don't touch me. It doesn't matter. Do you know how some guys will say, well, she was asking for it. She was just asking for it. That's the kind of guy this guy was. She was just asking for it. No, you don't come in my personal space. And that's what we all have to like that's what I'm trying to teach Nate. Like, this is your bubble. And if somebody comes across your bubble and they get in your space, then you have the right to get them out of it. And we're not teaching him to hit people or anything like that. But if he has to protect himself, he knows how to do it. DeMayo. Oh, ever since, you guys, like, I cannot tell you enough how that dude, and if y'all just knew, this guy was probably like 260 pounds. Big. 6'2", long dreadlocks, big husky dude. And yeah. Oh my God, Michaela. I am so sorry. I'm so glad you're okay. You know what, Michaela? I'm so glad that you feel comfortable enough to sit in here and share that with us. Because you know what? We are survivors. And that's the thing. we didn't do anything wrong. We don't deserve to be treated any differently than anybody else. We survived something. What's so baffling to me, you guys, I don't know how y'all were raised, but I don't go in people's space like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I also have respect for other people. Like, I care. I don't want to hurt anyone, you know? So to think that it would be okay to take sex to rape someone, it's like, it's beyond me. Like, I can't even understand it. Do you know what I'm saying? Just like I can't understand a lot of things. Like when I see people that are just like hateful for no reason, or their whole goal is to hurt someone else, I can't relate. Like, I don't understand that. You know, what does Jeffree Star say? He says, can't relate. I cannot understand that. You know, I truly believe that you have to be one sick individual, sick, to, you know, to hurt other people like that. It's just, ugh. Parents told me when I was little for getting into fights. They said I could not. Yeah, they said I could only fight someone if they touch me first. Yeah, that's what I tell Nate. You know, if somebody comes at him and they knock him out, he better get back up and knock them out. You know, in fact, a little boy the other day, Nate came home, and he was telling me that a little boy at school was pulling his own hood. Like, Nate had a hood, pulling his hood over on top of Nate and like pulling it down like that on him. And it was Nate was like, it scared me. I couldn't breathe, you know? And I told him, I said, next time he does that, you just get your arms and you just, you know, because kids these days, it's like, don't touch my son. Do not touch my kid, you know? And I tell Nate, like, don't go in other people's, don't be touching other people. You know, there's no reason for you to be touching somebody else unless they come over and start touching you. But, we were to be seen and never heard. Oh, I remember. Yeah, Michaela, that's that old school way of thinking. Yeah, a lot of people raise their, you know, that's the old days, you know, where you're not supposed to have anything to say. But you know what? I encourage you guys, like if you have young kids like I do, I want to encourage you guys to like keep an open line of communication with your children. Like, let them know it's okay for them to come talk to you. Let them know that, you know, if they have questions about anything, that they can come and talk to you about it. Like with Nate, he knows that smoking cigarettes is bad. Mommy used to smoke. You guys know I've been quit smoking. I have not smoked a cigarette in like 5 months now. 4 or 5 months. I can't even remember. When I was 14, I got Rachel. And right? And it's like we blame ourselves because we're like, well, I shouldn't have never showed them any kind of attention, right? But it's like, no. Nobody should come over into your space like putting themselves on you or forcing themselves on you, you know? Me too, Kitty. Me too, Michelle. I'm the same way. Hey, Gabe. My daughter. I'm the same way. Like, I will go to the kid and I will say, what's going on? Like, let's get this straightened out right now, kids. But I don't know. Just watching that video, that live stream, that documentary, leaving Neverland really got me thinking about how, like, my son, I protect him. He relies on me to be his voice, his protection. And can you imagine, like, not even having enough sense to say, no, you're a 40-year-old man. My son will not sleep with you in your bed. No, you're 40-something years old. My son is not allowed to have slumber parties. No, my son is not allowed to go to your house alone, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Michaela, I understand that. you know, because that's because you have to have your guard up because you've been hurt before. But that's okay. You know what? Because listen, I'd rather you have your guard up and stay safe than to open yourself up, because that's what I do, honey. Listen, you just keep your guard up, girl, and protect yourself, because you don't want to be like me. I'm like, oh, everybody deserves a chance. Everybody deserves, you know, to be my friend right away, right? And then the next thing I know, they're crazier than a Betsy bug. So, sorry, I'm messing with my hair because I'm like trying to see if it looks like really ashy. It's like a lot of blonde in there. Okay, anyway. We have got to protect our kids, you guys. That's what I wanted to talk about on this stream. We have got to protect our children and be that voice for them, because when they're struggling, we need to be able to know as parents. Like, when my little boy isn't right and he's like sad or he's moping around, or I can just tell that he's not acting like his normal self, I'm on it. Like, what's going on, honey? Are you hungry? Are you hungry, angry, lonely, or tired? Oh, Gabe, it was really good. It was really good. If you guys want to, there's a channel here on YouTube that uploaded the whole thing, like 4 hours worth. And just type in Leaving Neverland, and I think the channel is called like Media Monkeys or something like that. But he's got the whole thing downloaded. It's a little hard to watch because of the format that it's in, but you can make it work. So, yeah. So we're growing, y'all. The subscribers are coming over, and we're growing over here. I'm going to leave my subscriber count kind of hidden because I don't want it to be about my subscribers. You know what I'm saying? I cannot believe that she thinks that no, I believe that they are telling the truth. Like, I believe it 100%. I don't even know why, like, we are even saying, are they lying? Why are we even saying if they're telling the truth? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think, why in their right minds would grown men come forward and talk about this? Because first of all, they're probably so embarrassed, you know? Yeah, Jamie, it's uploaded here on YouTube. So you look it up on YouTube. It's here. Nate! What? Why is the door open, Bubba's? Child! It is pouring rain out, y'all. Y'all need to watch it, though. Anyway, I just wanted to pop on and talk with you guys about that a little bit. Gabe, I'm telling you, I think that they lied because they were afraid, you know? Yeah, Michaela, that is so true. And like I was saying, whenever a situation happened with me, I didn't say anything to my parents for 5 years, or maybe even more than that. And it was because I was so afraid I was going to get in trouble. I thought I had done something wrong. So can you imagine, while this huge guy, this huge star, he's like grooming them. He's like, you know, if somebody comes in, make sure that you do this and do that. Or, look at your mom, she's just such a mean person. Don't you want to stay here with me forever? Like, that's typical child grooming. Like, turning those kids against their parents, or, you know, making them think, oh, you know, because it's easy whenever you are like, well, Michael Jackson, and so awesome and cool, and that one little kid, Wade Robinson, like, he was obsessed with Michael because he loved to dance. So, like, he would practice all the dancing, and he like would do all the dances just like Michael, you know? Right, Lisa, yes. The mom was like, and I could just have anything I wanted. It was like a dream every single day. So it's like, basically, do you know, it's like kind of like lying by omission, but it was like they probably had a feeling in their back of their mind, but they were having so much fun that they just kept pushing that thought to the back, you know? Yes, that's what I'm saying. Gabe, I would never, like with my son, you couldn't catch me I would never, never let Nate go somewhere like that and be alone with a grown man like that. Like, that's crazy. To live a fantasy, yes. I know how creepy that would be, you know? Like, I'm weird, y'all. Y'all don't understand. My son, hey, Billy, my son doesn't even go over to other kids' houses to play. You know what? The kids come over here and play because I don't trust nobody. I don't trust people. I have been through so much, and I worked so hard to get my son back when I lost him that I will not. He doesn't go to other people's houses. They come over here. We have a big old party here. We'll have all the kids over. I have all the kids in the neighborhood over. I'm the neighborhood mom, you guys. And I make snacks and we have fun, fun, fun. So, yeah, it's just, I can't trust anyone, you guys. And that's, and I don't mean, like, okay, the people who are on my live stream right now, who I talk to on a regular basis on the phone, like, I'm not talking about you guys, but y'all know what I mean. Like, no, not all people have the same intentions, you guys. Not everybody is like, not everyone wants to, not everybody wants to do good for another person. So, anyway, my battery's literally fixing to die. I hope they are, Rachel. But thanks for coming over here and talking with me, you guys. I really, really enjoyed talking with you guys. And I hope y'all are enjoying just kind of like doing live streams and stuff, because I haven't really been feeling like, you know, talking about a bunch of recovery stuff lately. I've kind of just been laying low on that and kind of like praying. And Billy, you know, I'm really working on it. I put in the application to YouTube, so I'm just waiting on them to respond back to me and let me know if I can be monetized or not. But they said it usually takes about 30 days for them to approve, so I'm just waiting on that. And that will be so cool, you know? So, I mean, we'll see. I'm excited, though. But, anyway, thanks for talking with me, you guys. And, I think, what was I going to say? I had this person. Oh, wow, Michaela. Hey, Julie. I'm just fixing to jump off, girl. But, yeah, you guys know I am here for you guys if you need to talk. My email is open if anybody wants to email me. I just got an email from one of my friends, Carrie, and she had been emailing herself and thought she was sending the emails to me. And she thought I wasn't responding. And I was like, girl, I check my emails every single night, you guys. So if y'all want to email back and forth with me and just kind of shoot the shit, shoot me an email. I love hearing from you guys. I love just talking with y'all and hearing about your recovery and all that kind of stuff. Oh my God, Nick, I just had a steak and broccoli and asparagus for dinner tonight, and it was delicious. Yeah, where have you been, Nick? You hadn't been around. I've been here, honey. I've been here. So I did have a little splurge, though, on the weekend because it was my birthday last weekend. I just turned 37. But me and Neil, actually, guess what? We went and signed up at the gym. So me, Nate, and Neil can go and do the gym together. Because I told him, I was like, please, we've got to do this, like, together. Because I don't know, real quick, you guys, I have to have Neil be on board, too. Because I'm like, I'm cooking for all of us, right? So I need him to be eating the same way I'm eating. And then Nate, well, he's going to eat the same way I'm eating, too. Because he needs to eat healthy, too, because he's a little kid. So now that I have Neil on board, now we can, like, now we're going to start going to the gym when he gets off work on the days that we get off work together. And we can go in, Nate can play in the little playground area, and he can do, like, whatever he wants. I'm excited! So now we'll be able to move around. We're going to make it a whole family thing. We're going to make it a family get in shape together. So y'all will see. Y'all be seeing. Look out for the changes that I'm going to be showing you. Hey, Carrie, I was just talking about you, girl. I was just saying my friend was emailing herself and she thought that I wasn't emailing her back. But anyway, you know what? That sounds like something I would do. Email myself. But anyway, I'm going to get off here, you guys. I love y'all. I hope y'all have a great night. I've got to get Nate in the bathtub. I've got to get these dogs fed. I've got to go downstairs and vacuum. I've got to make sure the freaking house isn't leaking anywhere because it's raining so bad. And all that stuff. I'm 37, girl. Yes. So, living my best life over here at 37 years old. I'm super stoked for the next year, though, you guys. Like, I'm so happy that I'm sober still. You know, it's been... Okay, I've learned a lot in the last 6 months. I've learned a lot about people, and I've learned how to deal with different things in different situations, and I feel like I'm learning and growing so much. So I'll keep you guys posted on what else happens and what else goes